Hi everyone, welcome to the Knitting Den, episode 170, and today is September 15th. Before I go any further, I have to say a huge, big happy birthday to my sweet little mam who is 90 today. Yes, today is the day, and as most of you know, I was back home in July to celebrate with her. But unfortunately, I can't be there today because school started and, you know, it was the end of the summer kind of thing for us. So I just wanted to say hi to Mammy. I don't know if she'll ever watch this, but I love you and I hope you have a fabulous day. I wish I could be there. That's all I'm going to say because I just wish I could be there. Okay, before we get into things, and yes, I've got this thing on my knee, and I'm in the bedroom because it is rather windy outside, even though it's beautiful and sunny, and it's going to be warm. It's just very breezy, so I figured down on the porch is going to be a little bit too noisy. And the reason I'm not in the living room is hubby's home working today, so I didn't want to disturb him by just chattering on. So I've put myself in the bedroom, shut the door, and of course got my little bit of company here, which is attached to me at the hip, I think. Alright, before we get on, I'd like to say welcome to Doris. I don't think I've said hi to you yet, Doris, and you did leave a welcome, a hello in the welcome thread, and that she is one fine cow on Ravelry and you're in Missouri. And I understand from what you've said you do have a podcast, which I'm going to have to check out if I can ever catch up with my podcasts, called Knit and Pearl, or the Knit and Pearl. Pearl as in strands. So hi Doris, thanks for saying hello. And okay, I do have some knitting to show you this week, and I'm just glancing down because I've kind of put my little piece of the note paper down there on top of all my new stash. So I've got some knitting to show you. No finished objects, still no finished objects, but there will be one soon. And did you want to get down? No? So let's see. I guess I will chat about, before I show you everything, the retreat. So last Thursday I went off to a local retreat up in the mountains, about 2.5 hours away, with my friend Michelle, and I met Kathy and Robin there, who I did go with last year, and I met all the other ladies that were there last year, and we had a fabulous time. How could you not? It's just a fun weekend where it's relaxing. The lodge we stay in is just beautiful, like log cabin-ish. It's got the Arkansas River running behind it. You can see the mountains in the front of it. And if I've remembered, you may have seen some of those pictures at the beginning. They are the ones that I've added to some of on Instagram and Facebook, but if you're not on either of those social media sites, then hopefully you've just seen them right now. Included with the retreat, or not included, but at the same time as the retreat now, they coincide going up there at the same weekend as the Salida Wool Festival. So on the Saturday we went there, and that's mainly where I've got all my goodies to show you. But not only did I get to shop and buy some wonderful stuff, I met some wonderful people. You know who you are if you're watching. I want to say hi to, I'm getting a bit nervous now because I'm calling you Laurie and I'm not sure if it's Laura. So forgive me, but Laurie, I'm going to say Laurie, surprised me and said hi, and I didn't know who she was, but it's because she watched the podcast. I'd never seen her before. So thanks for saying hello. It was really nice to meet you. And that's who you would have seen me with in the picture at the festival. And I want to say hi to Ben, who's Benjamin Crudwig on Ravelry, and he has a podcast, but I don't think he's done an episode for a couple of months or so, but it's the Fibre Cast, and so some of you may know him from that. He came up and said hello, so I really appreciate him taking the time to do that. So it was really fabulous, and it's just, I wish there was more people there. Ben didn't know I was going to be up there because he's like me, a bit behind on podcasts, so he didn't know I'd mentioned it. But it was just a fun day, and the weather was gorgeous. It's kind of, we're having summer now. It's mid-80s in the afternoon, lovely and cool and chilly in the morning, you know, it could be in the 50s, so it feels like fall, but by the afternoon it feels like we're just coming into July. It's hot, at least it is for me. But it's fabulous weather, and see whether or not it's going to show up blue. There you go, look. Oh, see the blue today. Gorgeous blue sky. Yep, so, oh, I don't want this to fall, so I've got to get it tightened. Okay, so how are you guys? I am still kind of trying to get back into a routine. I still feel like this is new. I can't, you know, I've been podcasting for 3 years, and I feel as if I'm like starting it from scratch, and I feel like a newbie podcaster, which is kind of strange. But I think I've been out of a routine for so many months now. It's just still taking a while to, you know, get back into it. What with so many changes going on, you know, with the trip to England and then me starting a new lifestyle, that's what's keeping me super busy, and just things are different and changing. But anyway, great retreat. I'm going to get into what I bought in a minute, but first of all, the whip that I was working on, that was nearly a finished object yesterday, nearly. And the one that you all voted on a couple of weeks ago that I should finish first is my Shrug and Bindi Baby. I'm going to have to put you down because you keep sliding off my knee. Give Mummy kisses. You lick my lipstick off. You were darling. You're so cute. Say hi to everybody. Right, go find somewhere to just sit. I can't keep you on my knee. You keep sliding down. Okay, I will put this on my knee. Oh, wait a minute, pulling threads. So, the Shrug. Oh, I'm so close to get this finished. I am, and well, actually, it's off the needles. I got this finished at the retreat, and I decided yesterday to start sewing it up. So, here it is, and I started to sew a sleeve, look. And this is where it's kind of going to look like, I can show you, which is still kind of hard to show when it's not stitched, but it's kind of, you know, it's going to come around like this once I get it all stitched up. See if I can stand up here. Can you see? Depending what you have on. I mean, I think I'd have a t-shirt on so you don't see the bra strap, but you know, it's going to be like that, and it's going to be lovely. And I think I'm going to do some more. This one, as you can see, is sparkly, and look, I've started unpicking it. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. That's kind of nice, actually. So it's going to look like that, and it's kind of going to keep curling, I think, because it is just acrylic. Now, guess what though? You can probably see from there. Look at that sleeve is nowhere near the length of this sleeve. And I thought this was happening at the retreat, and I said to Michelle, after I'd cast off, I'd try to half it and pin them together, you know, just with my fingers, and it seemed as if they were the same length. I don't know why I didn't just get a tape measure out. So this is the back. This is where the ribbing, the little bit of rib stops. So that's when you start your armhole, your sleeve stitching. So that is the back. I halved it, and then I kind of, let's see, I had this sleeve. It wasn't stitched when I did it, and I had this sleeve, and I really just, I held them together and I could have sworn they met at the end. And of course, you can see it doesn't. I'm about 2.5 inches short. So, I should have measured before I even started, but I checked it and I thought it was short. And then I checked it again and I told Michelle, I think I am short, I've got to pull it out. And I checked again and it looked like it was the right length. So yesterday I started sewing it up and I put the sleeve on and I tried, like I just did with you guys, to pull this bit round, and it's like, well, it's halfway up here. So it's just about there, but because I didn't take the time to measure, it's going to have to get unpicked, and then I'll have to unpick the cast off, pull it back to the rib here and knit a bit more. Hopefully that's going to be, that's going to be a finished object next week. So if we're getting close, I'm going to have a finished object one day soon. And so the other work in progress, and I have to say, the retreat really got me into knitting. It's kind of brought my knitting mojo back, because I was just not making myself find the time after I got back from England. So, and I've got yes, I do have the book. So I carried on next with this, which is the hanging leaf shawl, and it's been on the needles for probably a year now. So I agree, I should pick it up and do it. It's not going to get finished if I don't work on it. So this was something else I picked up at the retreat. Nice and easy, because I was just increasing and plain knitting. So this is, as I said, if anyone's wanting more info, the hanging leaf shawl out of this one, Botanical Knits 2. And I'm using the exact yarn that is in the picture and the exact colourway. And look, that's from the retreat. This is where I was. So I've done all of that. And get this, I'm actually finished all of the increasing. So even though it just looks like a big floppy bag, it's not. It's, you know, it's just a shawl, and it's got the increases where you see the stitch markers. That, ooh, don't want it to fall off. That is finished. This is how much yarn I've got left, and I think if I'm getting really good at this. Just luck would have it, I still have the right labels. So I'm using Meadow whatever, because I can't see it from there. Rustic Luxury from the Fibre Company. The colourway is Lady Slipper, and it's the 40% merino wool, 25% baby llama, 20% silk, and a 15% linen. So I'm not too concerned that it's going to be scratchy, because it's not going to be on my sleeves, and it doesn't feel like it. I only find things a little scratchy if I've got to wrap them around my neck, but I don't know which way I'm going to wear this just yet. So that is nearly done, but I now have to do the leaves, of course, and I've got the yarn ready, but I've got to get this wound on today. It feels so soft. And this is Shibui. I just found out this weekend at the retreat that this is pronounced Shibui, I think. Colourway is Artichoke, and it's a fingery, it's a lacy weight, this, so you go down a needle size, and it is 70% super baby alpaca and 30% merino wool. So that goes on the ends like that. Oh, it's going to look gorgeous. It's going to look exactly like the picture, which is what I usually aim for when I've seen something I really, really like and I want it the same colour or the same yarn as the pattern. I'm hoping I can do the leaves, because I've been reading the pattern and it doesn't seem, it looks a bit tricky, as in the way I'm reading the pattern I sometimes don't understand what it's saying. So I'm going to take my time and read it. I think I kind of know. I'm just a bit concerned, not concerned, I'm a bit confused because it says something about leaving 88 stitches on the needles, which I thought I would be either casting them all off and then picking up as I knit the leaves. I'm not sure. Hopefully I'm going to wind this on, and I might try and get started today on a leaf. So I was making good progress on both items there. I'm happy with that. Moving on, before I show you, well, this is kind of moving into what I've bought. I've got a new thing on the needles, because those are the only two I thought I would come and show you. Now I need to find, oh no, I haven't, I've got another one. I need to, let me see, don't know what to reach for. It's in here, isn't it? I'm going to be ending up making crinkly noises as I go into this bag of goodies. So I can get to it right here. Now, hold on. Where's the other patterns gone? I shouldn't have dropped them on the floor. Hold on, guys. No, it's not there. Okay, I thought, and I don't know where it's gone, I did try to record last Wednesday on the porch before I left on Thursday, and I mentioned something. I'd put on the needles. I was a naughty girl because I wasn't going to. I was supposed to get that shrug finished, but I can't see the pattern right now, but it was a shrug, and I think I added a picture on Instagram, so I'll not spend too much time looking for it. I'm not going to bother, but I'm just knitting another shrug with some brown acrylic, and it's going to have some colour work around the arms. So I'll get into that next week. I'll show you it. I'll get a little bit more prepped. I just have so many goodies to show you that I just thought I'll sit down, hardly any notes, and chat and show. So one of the first goodies, and I couldn't wait to get cast on, is something at the retreat we have on Saturday night, Friday night. We all sit around and we have what you call show and tell, and the ladies bring a few items that they've knit over the year, and you know, could be tops, could be shawls, socks, anything. And one of the items was this lovely poncho, and so I had to get the pattern. Now, I tried the girls on, the ladies on, I should say, Cheryl's. I tried her poncho on. She did it in a kind of blue like this. Might have been a little deeper. And hers was a little wider, so it came, you know, a little bit more down, further down, which I liked. But anyway, when I was at the festival on Saturday, this is where she got the yarn and the pattern, and I got some yarn and a pattern from there last year, and it's still in my stash, but I couldn't resist buying more yarn from them and a pattern, and it's not going to sit in my stash a whole year because I cast on. Now, I couldn't get the blue, which I just sometimes like to have the same colour as the pattern, but I couldn't, so I opted for a lovely red, which is a colour that I must admit suits me often. This is called Shangri-La, from, I always call them Bijou Basin. It's quality yak and other yarns, and this is 50% yak and 50% mulberry silk. It's a little deeper red than that because the light, you know, the natural light's kind of brightening it up. But it's really gorgeous, and the pattern, in case you didn't see it there, I'm not sure if it's on Ravelry. I haven't had a chance to look, but it would be nice if it's on there to see other people's. It's called Little Bear. So, designed by Marley Bird. Okay, so that is it. I didn't get much done at all. In fact, I only got 3 rows done. So, but I caked it up when I was there. That's more like the colour look. Nice and deep. Deep and wide. Oh, it's a song. Okay, so this is really all I've done. It's going to stretch out a bit more, so that's the width of it. And I'm just going to have to knit, and then, you know, you add on stitches for the cowl neck. So nothing to see. Move along, folks, move along. And look, oh yeah, my fingers, the nail polish needs doing. And one of them snapped. Look at that. Yucky. I wish I could get this to focus, but it never does. Okay, anyway. Once I get these leaves finished, I think I will get stuck into this so it doesn't take too long to see the pattern. And at the same time try and finish other things off. Yes, that I know I still have on the needles. So that is one of the show and tells. So let me start moving them from one side to the next. So I'll put them behind me. Okay. Anything else behind me? No. So we're all into show and tell now. So I have, before I got to the Fibre Festival, one of the girls at the retreat was selling some of her stash yarn at super cheap prices, so I couldn't resist. So some of this stuff I'm going to just show quickly and hold up because I just, you know, had to get a few things to add in stash. I don't have that, I never think I have that much in stash, but I always like adding, especially if it's not super expensive. But one of the things I did get for a super bargain, look at that, was 4 skeins of Cosmo. I'll open this up. Cosmo. Is it Cosmo? Not Cosmo. I've never heard of it, but oh my gosh, it's so soft. And I love Barocco. Most of the stuff I like knitting with is Barocco yarn. So I've not heard of this. It's Cosmo. And it is 60% baby alpaca. Yes, I know. When we playing a drinking game every time I said alpaca. And 30% wool and 10% silk. And what I always find, not annoying, but they always feel so soft and they don't feel like they'll scratch until I get something knitted with it, and then I feel like it's scratchy. But anyway, this might not be for me. This may well just be something nice I knit and it could be a gift. So it came with the actual booklet for Cosmo. And I like the idea of this casting on this shawl at some point. I just thought it was really pretty and I think it would be gorgeous in the green. I could do a hat, but I don't think it's going to take that much yarn, so I didn't want to be left with, I think I need 4 skeins for that shawl. There is a couple of other things in there if you're interested in seeing. Gloves and long socks. I don't know what else, because I'm definitely going to focus on that. I'm going to knit that. There's another picture of it. There is that kind of a shawl which is wrapped around and tied at the back, and then there's a top, which I don't have enough yarn to do the top. I think it takes 6. So the shawl it is, and I just thought that was such a super bargain. I could not pass it up. Some other things which I'll not linger on were just one little skein things. Juniper Moon and Fancy Image hand dyed yarn. And these are, I mean, these will just make nice either hats or mittens, I would imagine. Got a big skein of 220 superwash, again for hats, for, you know, charity knits perhaps. And another Juniper Moon, which is Sabine. And cowls, I think, you know, just chunky cowls. And then I think I've got 3 of these. It's I forgot what it's called. I thought I knew the label, but it's not what I'm thinking. But anyway, I think I've got 3. So that's some of the goodies that I got in a sale, so to speak. And sorry, I'm just leaning out of the way. Actually, this one was also from Christie's stash. So I got a nice ball of Noro. Again, I don't know what I'll do with it, but I just like the colours in it. And let's see. I just saw this and I don't know where it came from. I didn't realise that was in my bag. Oh, it is. It's Bijou from Bijou Basin, because that's their bag I've got all my stuff in. Which is this thing. Yeah, this was kind of full of goodies when I got back home. So, alright, from the festival, not from the festival yet, on the Friday we went into Salida, into the town, and had a little shop around, and we had lunch. And there's a yarn store in that town called Fringe. It's yarn and fabric. And so I picked up 2 of these lovely skeins of Malabrigo. And this is Arroyo. And this is the colourway. You can see it, I'm not going to try. Pydrus. Which, you know, so are my colours, autumnal, with hints of heather and purple and green and golds. Oh, it's just gorgeous. And look, the sun's gone in there, and so it's kind of changing the colours. I think, I would say that's quite close. I might get my hand out of the way. That is pretty true to colour. And then it'll probably lighten up again when the sun comes out. But I got this because Michelle saw in that shop the brickless shawl knit up, and she liked the yarn. Of course, typical, she couldn't get that yarn colour because they had none in, so she chose some other colourway, and I said, if I get some, maybe we'll knit it together, we'll have a little knit along. So I thought we might get that started at the weekend, but we didn't. We were busy knitting other stuff, so I don't know when we'll get that on the needles. I'll have to check with that. Alright, so another purchase. I was super excited when I saw this because I've never had any, and I've heard great things about it, and I don't think you can find it in many yarn stores over here, at least not in my local area. I would have to order it online. I've just never got to it. There wasn't a ton of choice, so this was the one I picked because I like the colours. I don't even know whose painting that is. I thought they were all based on Monet's paintings. I don't think that looks like a Monet, so I'm not sure. But again, I like the colours. I like the oranges and the reds and the greens and the yellows, especially at this time of year. So, socks at some point or other, obviously. Then, oh my goodness, I was going to wind this on, but I didn't get a chance, and I don't know where I'm going to knit with it yet, assuming it's going to be a lovely shawl of some sort. But I had to have this. The closer I get, the more blurry it is. But this is just absolutely gorgeous. It looks like it's got millions of beads in because there's so many sparkles. And if I get closer, you can see the sparkles, but then the yarn goes blurry. But it's gorgeous, mint green and going into gold and silver and a different shade of mint green. Musu, I don't know how you say that, Musu Ice from Fiber Lady. And it is, they're in Texas, what is it? 90% rayon bamboo and a 10% pure silver metallic thread. And one of the girls got this in a white, and it looks absolutely gorgeous, like a winter, just winter white with all sparkles. I don't know if she's going to do a shawl or not, I don't know, but that was another yummy thing. Okay, and then we went to this store, which Kathy and Robin said they head straight for this stall because they love the yarn. I can't remember I don't think I got anything from there last year, but it is called Woolly Wonka, if any of you know it. The girl there is just super sweet. WoollyWonkaFiber.com. And I picked this pattern because of the yarn. I actually wanted the yarn first, and then I said what would I knit with it, and of course you can knit this because the yarn is 4 little skeins of a gradient. Isn't that cute? So this is superwash wool, and obviously, you know, I can start with the lighter colour and then transition through, or the opposite way. I did like these colours, but they look nicer in this packet. Sorry, the lighting's changing every time I'm shoving stuff in front of the camera. I like the colours, but not once it was knit up. It just looked a bit too fiery red and yellow. But there were actually 4 colours in it. You know, like from a yellow to an orange, and I'm going for that. So that is perhaps one day a pretty quick knit. And again, I don't know when I'm going to wear all these things, so they may be gifts, I don't know, but I just couldn't resist. So I felt like treating myself no end. And I think the last thing, yes, believe it or not, last thing, how long are we going for? I didn't mention the blue poncho I've actually cast on with some new chow goos, and I also got a pair of size 1s, a US one, a 32-inch cable, so I can try them for socks. Again, I've heard such great things about chow goo, and I've never really tried them. So I'm going to give them a go, and I can't tell if, you know, if they're really as fabulous as everyone says, because I've only really done 3 rows of that shawl, poncho, so I don't know yet, but I did get them. So that's those, and then the last thing, which was actually, this was my first purchase, and this was again from the same place, but I bought that on the way out. This was on the way in. Fibre Lady. Their booth had so many gorgeous shawls, and so many of them with beads. I just want to knit all the shawls when I see them, and I cannot knit fast enough, but I'm going to have to try, because there's so many gorgeous ones. And it's hard to tell. Oh, there's some better pictures. This was what I picked based on, you know, it was hanging there, and it was just beautiful and soft and floaty and very drapey. I can't see that much. So that was the one I picked, but I picked this colour yarn. He was happy. It came in a pack. It was a kit with the pattern and the beads, but they didn't have this colour in the bag, so it was quite easy to swap it out so long as they had the beads that colour. So I went for, it is an actual grey. I would call it grey. Again, this is bamboo rayon yarn, 100%. It's called silver, so yeah, it is like a grey silver. And then I just went for not a contrasting, but just the sparkly clear beads. And it's hard to tell from that pattern where the beads actually go, but again, that is something I'd like to get on the needles. And I know I have a shawl on the needles that needs the beads, and it's the yellow one. So I've either got to get on with it and do it, or pull it out, because it's one of those that I've left too long. If I leave them too long, and it's like they go stale, not, you know, physically or not smelly stale, but it's just, I don't feel like knitting on them, and then that just sucks the joy right out of that project. So I will either tell myself, yes, you can and you want to, or if I don't, I'll pull it out and just keep the yarn until I want to cast on something else with it later down the road. Alright, so that was all my goodies. Wasn't that a long rant? Oh, no, not a rant, because that's like, yeah, something you are not happy about, I thought. Anyway, that is all my chatting, I should say, about my stash. Okay, book talk. You're going to think I'm crazy. I'm not. Am I reading anything? I'm just carrying on with my personal development reading, and not reading anything right now for a book club or anything. But just before I left, and I took this away with me, I bought a colouring book for adults. Yes, there is such a thing, and you may have seen them. I've seen them before, and just for some reason the next time I saw them, which was last week or just before I went away, I thought, you know what, I think that would be fun. So I ordered one on Amazon, and as you can see, this one is with cats. You don't have to get them with cats. They can be just patterns of prints, you know, paisley things. But I like the idea of a cat one. And I mean, this is what you can do with them. There's so many tiny little details. It's just very therapeutic to sit and colour. And so I started one. It's the first one. I thought I might just go through it. See if I can see. So this is mine. I've started. Isn't that cool? And it's got all of these tiny little things, swirls and dots and hearts and lots of things to fill in. And once you get it filled in, you're going to have just a lovely coloured picture. You can actually, this is perforated, so you can pull them out. Not that I'm going to frame it, but should somebody else want to colour, you could pull it out, and they, you know, then they can have it on the table flat. And so I was just using Kristen's box of pencils when I was away. But I think I'm going to try and find a nice set for myself that's got a little bit more choice in. There just doesn't seem that many, believe it or not, different colour choices. So I think I'm going to look for some better crayons than just Crayola. I'll have to see. But anyway, so that's the book. And I highly recommend it because I haven't done much, and I think it's just super fun. Even if it's just like 10 minutes after lunch or 10 minutes at bedtime, I keep picking up a little pencil and adding little bits of colour. So I love it. And I think that is everything other than getting into talking about, guess what? Keep fit. Yes. And Beachbody, of course. As I said, I tried to record last Wednesday and I started chatting about this, and then the reason I didn't get to upload or finish anything was because the battery died on the phone, and so I had things to do and I just didn't get around to charging it up in time to redo it. So here I am with a little update about, you know, the Keep Fit or just the fitness journey that I'm on. And that some of you are on. As I mentioned in the last episode, some of the girls started with me on the 21-day fix program, which was 30-minute workouts, and it's a nutrition plan based on portion control, so it comes with the little containers, and the key ingredient, so to speak, with these programs is the Shakeology that I have been mentioning. And I will continue to mention because I just believe in this thing so much now. This drink, this not a protein drink shake, not a weight loss drink. It's like a meal replacement full of everything you need for the day. And I told you this from the beginning. It's given me so much energy, and I just feel like my hair and my nails are stronger, and overall, I feel like I feel great, and I feel like I look great when I, tidy my hair up. So I will carry on saying about it, and this is the part when you can kind of, turn it off. But the girls and I just finished last Sunday the 21-day fix, so that was their first 3 weeks of the program. It was my second round. I did lose a couple of more pounds. I am gaining muscle, as you can see. I am trying to tone up the abs. That'll take a little bit longer, I think, because I've never really worked on my abs, so there's just no muscle there whatsoever. But I plan on it getting there. And the girls who joined me, and again, I just want to say thank you, because the motivation and the help that I get from them, it's just fabulous. It's just, you can't beat it. I mean, to have support from friends, and they do. I mean, they've watched the podcast and they're probably watching this one, but I do always feel as if they are friends, and you guys are all friends. So we've had a blast and we've helped each other stick with this. I must admit, and I'm not going to lie, when I went on the retreat, I did not get a workout in each day. I thought I would be able to just do this, and obviously it's not always easy when you're doing stuff with other friends and it's just for like 3 or 4 days. You know, I didn't try too hard. I did some walking, of course, around the festival and up and down in the town, but I did not get a 30-minute workout specifically, and I did not, I'm sad to say it, but I will say it, I did not even get the chance to drink my Shakeology. The days just go so fast, and I did eat the meals that were provided, and they're really nice meals, they're home-cooked meals, but there was some snacks on the table, so I did once in a while have a few chips, and I had a bit of trail mix, and I did have a couple of beverages, alcoholic ones. So, but all that said, it just made for a fabulous long weekend, and I'm back on it. I'm back on this journey, I'm back on the workouts every day. I did 40 minutes yesterday, and I'm keeping up with the Shakeology, and I'm eating the right kinds of food. And because I've got the support of the girls who are going into round 2 with me starting next week, it just makes it so much easier. So now I'm going to give you a little rant in a nice way and say to anybody that wants to join us, I wish you would consider it. I know the Shakeology sounds expensive. I thought it was very expensive in the beginning, but when you break it down to, you're only talking about $4.50 a day for this shake, which replaces one of your meals completely, usually lunch, or it could be your breakfast, it could be your lunch after your workout. It gives you everything you need, and the amount of food that you would have to eat to get the same benefits from what's in this is just not possible. There is a little video that I can send if anyone's interested, or you can find on YouTube, that tells you all of the things you need, all the fruits and vegetables, in onions and mushrooms and every kind of vegetable you can think of, radishes, and right at the end even includes a shot of wheatgrass. You get all of those benefits in one drink, and I have to say, the chocolate one is just so yummy. Now, as I said, I think it sounds like it's pricey, but as knitters, I'm going to ask you to consider this, and you might think I'm crazy, or I don't know. I seriously would not let money put you off trying to get this Shakeology into your daily routine with a 30-minute workout. If you have to sell some yarn, de-stash and get the money to get the Shakeology, honestly, I don't think you'd regret it. And just one thing that I sometimes forget to mention, if you're not happy with the results, or if you don't like the Shakeology, or if you don't like the programs, you have a 30-day money-back guarantee from Beachbody. So you've got nothing to lose, really. If the cash is what's stopping you and you don't have it, I seriously would consider selling some of your yarn or some other things on eBay or anything to get a little bit of money to try this out. Because I can guarantee, when it comes to your health, or I personally would rather be healthy than be have more yarn than I need. So that's just an idea. If you are wanting to do this, but then the reason you can't is it's, financially it's just not possible. I understand it's very hard to just go off and buy things that you're not that's not normally in your budget, but there's ways around it. And I just want, this is why I got into the Beachbody, because I do want to get fit. I want to go through my 50s and 60s feeling the fittest I can, and it's got to come from good diet and exercise on a regular basis. So to keep me going and doing that is why I started Beachbody, so I can encourage everyone else, you guys and other friends and people I don't even know yet. But if I can encourage 1 or 2 people every month even to get on board with us and let me motivate you and be here for you, then I will keep talking about this as long as you want to hear it. So please get in touch, either through Ravelry or Facebook. You can friend me on there if you don't. Sometimes it's hard to find people's names on there because mine has a number at the end, and I know people have had a problem trying to just find Denise Schultz, but I do have another Facebook page which would be easier to find, and that would be facebook.com/getfitwithden. You can search that, or if you are on Ravelry, the easiest way is to just shoot me a PM on there to talk about anything you want to talk about, any of your goals. And I'll say finally, the last thing I'll say is, don't wait till January. Don't do it. I've always waited until the end of the year or the beginning of the year and then set goals and said, right, I'm going to do this, I'm going to work out, I'm going to eat good, I'm going to lose these 10 pounds that I piled on over Christmas. And by February, in March, I've completely just stopped. That's not going to be my problem this year because I've started a couple of months ago, and once you do this for 21 days, it does become easier. It is a habit that is easy to keep, especially with your friends and with help and support. So don't wait till January. If you start now with us, you could be at your goal weight by January. You'll be ahead of everyone else. And I'm not saying you won't have any treats or anything like that come Thanksgiving and Christmas. You will, you can. But you've just got that support there that kind of keeps you grounded and doesn't, you don't just go totally off the rails. If I hadn't said I want to help others, I know for a fact I would have stopped after 21 days. It's just the way I did things. So to me, being a coach is what's going to keep me healthy, because in return I am trying to keep others motivated and help them to be healthy. It's just a win-win situation. So if you don't know, some of you have had messages from me, and I hope you don't mind that. And if you do, just send back and say, look, I'm not interested, don't bother me anymore, or don't reply. I'm not going to pester you or bug you all, but I have sent some little messages to you guys, and if you don't know already, we are going to start again next Monday. Some of the girls that have just done as I said, the 3 weeks are moving straight in. They've not stopped this week, but they're going to be there in the group to motivate others and keep me motivated, as I've said. So next Monday, the 21st, there's still time to talk to me about getting a challenge pack, and that includes the program that you want, and it can be 21 Day Fix, or it could be another program from Beachbody, depending on what the kind of things you like to do. Whether it's Pilates or yoga, or there's dance, you would prefer cardio and dance workouts. But along with that, you should really get the Shakeology, because that's the cornerstone to the success with these programs. That's all I'm going to say, because you know where to contact me, and as I said, we've got something starting on Monday if you want to find out more. So I will leave it at that. But as I mentioned before, I'm going to mention a lot of things. I will mention this each week because I know sometimes it does inspire some of you, and for those who are just so sick of hearing it already, just hit the stop button and then come back to us next week when I'm chatting about yarn. So with that, guys, I will finish, and I'll wish you all a fabulous week. I hope you've enjoyed sitting down with me and seeing all of my goodies. I couldn't wait to show you. Every time I bought something, I had it in the back of my mind showing you guys. So I hope you enjoyed that. And I hope you have a lovely week. I hope you come back next week and join me in the knitting den. Bye, guys.